Hey everybody, it's Bust with Expedition Trial number 216, also known as my fifth attempt at trying to find one of the new champions. So let's see what we can come across here. Damn, man, not showing up. And so let me see if these at least pair up with the other factions. We can try to take Elise and spike a Riven, but that doesn't sound too exciting. Oh, come on, bud. Come on up here. And so I think we're going to take this Karma and try to spike a Viktor in the second pack. I could arguably see this pairing working out pretty well, actually. If we're going to like look at the as Viktor as being like a real spell-centric deck, if we're going to try to get a big augment thing going, I think we can probably get something pretty reasonable going together with Karma and this Greenglade duo picking up a bunch of Victors. So I'm going to take this. Let's go ahead and see what the next pack looks like before pulling up the site so that we can see if I actually get a Viktor and don't have to just talk about stuff forever. And cool, there he is. Awesome. And so I can pull up the site and show you what my thoughts are on this. So let's see, let's roll back just a moment. Go to the site. If you're not familiar with it, it's ftpbus.com. I do have my complete set review for Call of the Mountain, or not Call of the Mountain, for Cosmic Creation up on the site. But we're going to be over here in the Expedition Helper. This is also completely updated as well. We're just going to scroll down to Karma, find the total recall. They're going to get a full list of the cards in this card pool. And so, yeah, like the idea I kind of had in my head was that we should probably be able to just make some kind of elusive deck. I think one of like the most powerful augment cards in the game is the Nyan Cat, the 1/3 elusive with augment, and I think it'll pair it pretty well with all the elusives out of Karma's total recall. And then kind of, we're not really planning on fully building around Karma. We're not going to try to get too enlightened, but in the event that we do, doubling up a bunch of spells with augment units seems like a pretty reasonable thing that we could be doing. But as far as this pool goes, I don't see us like diving into this too heavily. I'm really wanting to just dive into the Viktor half of things and use the Karma pool as more of a support role. But if you're looking to get into, Total Recall Karma, I don't really recommend trying to play Greenglade Elders and recall them. It's just not enough value for way too much time. I really just look at this as a elusives pool that has good top end in Karma. So you're really going to be looking towards the Blade Scout, the Conspirator, and most importantly, your Greenglade duos. But we're going to hopefully be building around Augmented Assault Viktor. Let me see what the spells look like in here real quick before we slide over. Just Recall, that's not really exciting. There's no Twin Disciplines. There's 2 5-cost spells in Will of Ionia and Homecoming. Not a lot of good combos as far as what Viktor's wanting to see. But let's see what we can pull off with him. Where are we at? Viktor. Oh, they both say Augmented. I already forgot which one it was. Augmented Assault. Okay. Viktor, Augmented Assault. Cool. And so, yeah, I mean, the idea with this Augmented Assault is it's paired up with Riven, and you're supposed to be using Riven for the Reforges, and then you can play the Reforged cards with your Augments and play to get a boost out of the Augments. And so that's not quite what we're going to be able to be pulling off here, but what I kind of have in my head is that we can either go towards this augment theme. Maybe we will try to pivot into Noxus and try to pick up some reforges. But as far as the reforges go, we're really looking at Gearhead, Ballistic Bot, Assembly Bot from the old cards, and Nyandroid, all of them being super happy every time we play one of the sword fragments. And then otherwise, you're just having some general aggressive cards in here. This is one of the more aggressive card pools that we actually find, with Academy Prodigy also enjoying the attacks. So that's just kind of the general idea. We'll see how we pull this off here. As far as this pool itself goes, is the ultra important cards to be picking up are the augments, and then beyond that, we need some kind of spells to be playing to boost those off. I do not recommend going after Iterative Improvement. I thought that other spell was in here, the one that costs 2 and bursts and generates one of the augment units. Recommend avoiding that as well. But let's see, we're taking Viktor. This is a pretty reasonable one with Academy Prodigy. Get excited. We're going to try to assemble some kind of aggressive augment deck here. let's see. Like, if we're wanting to dive into Noxus, here's an opportunity to do it. My problem with Iron Ballista is we tend to, like, if we're going to build towards elusives, we need to not have any units on the ground. And so just having Iron Ballista come down, it trades with our opponent's 3-drop and deals a point of damage. It's not really what we're looking to do. We'd rather just play a like a Kinku Lifeblade or something and just get that kind of guaranteed 2 damage in. And so also to call out here kind of interestingly with the Piltover cards is, there are Mushroom Clouds. These do allow us to go towards Augment, but this is not the kind of pack we're really looking for. We can't really get too excited about Shadow Assassin now that it only has 1 attack. And so I'm just going to go for the Ballistic Bot here. I think I'm just going to try and stack up every single Augment unit that we see. And then if the pack doesn't have Augment units, we'll try to figure out the best course of action to take with the remaining cards. But this one does at least generate spells on its own. So even if we just park this on the board for a few turns, we should be able to get some value out of it. Okay, so there is an elusive here in Precious Pet, but I think I just want to pick up this Inspiring Mentor. It does have a spell with it. We could arguably want to take Key Guardian Whimsy, but I'm not planning on our units being able to get blocked anyways, so I think these should be fairly weak in our deck. So let's take the Mentor along with the Deny. Cool, there we go. Here's a couple Augment units, just exactly what we're looking for. Okay. Cool, and Assembly Bot with Progress Day, it's a pretty good deal. Progress Day is just one of the most fantastic cards in the game. And then Assembly Bot is your old school Augment unit. He doesn't have Augment, but he does a very similar role. Also to note, they did take the Heimerdinger Accelerated Pursuit deck out of the mix and then add Accelerated Pursuit into the Viktor card pool. So we could take the Pursuit. It is pretty powerful, but I'm not really planning on pursuing too much of this like generated cards theme. As far as the random cards go, we are going to need to be generating like some cards for these augments, but I don't really want to be running out a whole bunch of Trail of Evidences. Okay. I don't think we need to go all in on these assembly bots, and we are going to have like some removal spells. So let's go in on this Get Excited. Has the Aggressive Academy Prodigy with it. Okay, I'm trying to think. I don't know if we're going to have to get like some created cards, but I don't know if how easily we're going to be able to do that with just the Ballistic Bot. Maybe we should have really branched out into another card pool, or we're just going to have to accept we have some Trail of Evidences in our deck. But here, I'm not going to pass up on Young Witch. She plays too well with our aggressive theme. The Conspirator does have Elusive, so maybe we can find a use for him. Okay, which one is Go Get It? Recall an ally to summon an exact ephemeral copy in its place, and then the original costs 0. I don't think we'll get a whole lot of usage out of that. Wouldn't be upset to have a Will of Ionia, but I think the Nyandroid is too important to be passing up. I think this is going to be our real deal damage source if we haven't gone too far into the draft without picking up card generators. So here's another Gearhead, exactly what we're looking for. Snooze Bottom is garbage, and we don't want Recall or Puffcat Peddler. Okay, here's a way to get some generated cards. I can get behind having the University of Piltover along with a Chempunk Pickpocket. The Pickpocket is much better than it used to be with the Sword Fragments running around. I mean, maybe we should have just dove in on one of those bad Noxus packs to get the Sword Fragments to show up. But it is what it is. We didn't go that route. Let me double check on Trevor. I'm pretty sure you're horrible, right? You just attack and don't do anything and die. Yeah, I was pretty sure I was spot on with that. So here we've got a Mystic Shot, so let's go ahead and pick that one up. A second Progress Day. Oh man, we can draw so many cards with this deck. Okay, well, it's a Progress Day. There are 2 generators down here. I'm curious if. Oh man, it feels like blasphemy to say like we shouldn't be taking Progress Day, but I think I really just want these card generators. Like the University of Piltover is more than enough card advantage for the remainder of the game, and so 1 Progress Day and 1 University I think will be fine. Ugh, cat hair in my mouth. it's the life of a free to play bust run. And so. I'm kind of interested in more of these assembly bots. Our spell count's kind of weak to pull these off, but I don't think we want to be diving in on like Sump Dredgers. This would be like super good if we had the means to generate a whole bunch of cards with like the reforges, but like we're going to be generating like actual units. Like we can't be spending like 2 mana just to discard a card to Sump Dredger. It's just not enough value. So let's continue on with another assembly bot. And cool. Oh, perfect. We do need these ballistic bots real bad. Just a consistent source of generated cards. Perfect. We didn't want the crush bot anyways. Okay, okay. That was a learning experience. I thought we were going to come into like a lot more card generation than we actually did. But hopefully we're just kind of like a few trade picks away from being in a happy little place. So these are, you know, it's our first Viktor run as it is. We got a lot of learning to do. So let's see how this one plays off. All right, we got a couple 1-drops. I think these are all okay. I'm interested in just we can't just be discarding Inspired Mentor, but I see hands like this and I'm just like, I just want to find some more augments. I just want to get that train rolling because this gearhead's not going to be leveled up anytime soon. So, do we ever want to just boost him? I don't think so. Let's be real and just go ahead and boost the Conspirator. We can boost him on the second attack. What's this, Braum Trindamere? I feel pretty safe getting in this extra point of damage. If he wants to like Brittle Steel or something our unit, I don't care. It's almost impossible for him to play a blocker here. Okay, this is the elusives half of the deck. That's for certain.
Give me a sweet bun. Heightens the senses.
Everything's better with company.
Says you. Hot on the trail.
Tempted to just block here. We're gonna let this slide. Probably find a an Enraged Yeti pretty soon to throw another block in front of.
Walk softly, strike quickly.
Sure.
Keep running, Kay. What did we catch?
There he is.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Okay, our first generated cards. Finally get a chance to do something with them.
The trap is set.
I think we're just going to be blocking with this gearhead. We really need like multiple augments. We can't be going all in on like Mushroom Clouds to try to boost this up. He's just going to be in blocker mode here.
How did that move go?
You could technically take something down, but no. I'm going to play Young Witch. We'll have a fantastic open attack next turn.
Remake.
Off we go!
And see if we can't get something rolling with Karma. I think she generates cards. We get some augments out of these Karma spells.
Quietly now.
I have to assume this is just going to get eaten by a Trapper, but I'm curious at like what point if we can decide we just want to go on the burn plan. Now that we have 5 damage of spells in hand.
We'll bring peace to Ionia.
I don't think we can progress day here. We're probably just going to be generating a spell and then blocking with Karma. Is that an accelerated pursuit? that's certainly one to be generating in this style of deck.
It can't be.
Can make this a 5/5 pretty easily. I don't think that's the way we're really going to be going about this, though. I think we're just gonna have to start blocking with stuff. I don't think we can really like win this game with our elusives. We're gonna be too slow. So I think we need to just come in and attack what he actually has on board.
Hot on the trail.
How big can we realistically make this? Like if we play 3 spells, make you a 4/4. That's the way we kind of have to go about it.
Don't want any trouble. You call that sneaky? Don't want any trouble.
Why, hello there.
Act with conviction.
We're gonna be too slow. I don't. I probably should have pulled back Karma. I had to go too fast on that one, but
They walked
I was trying to like the immediate thought I had was like we have to be able to push in like some kind of damage. Maybe we should have just even kept Assembly Bot, but I think like this is how the only way you can win the game is with accelerated pursuit. Let's do this. I think we're probably just dead on the next turn majority of the time. So it's pretty easy for him to just add a unit that can kill us, but like maybe we should have chunked some more damage in front of this thing. Okay. I like the way this is progressing. I like the way this is moving. See, I think we need to just get rid of this pickpocket. I feel like I don't really want Trail of Evidence, but if we're gonna ever have like a real augment draw, this is gonna be very important to pull off. I mean, how many do we even have? 2 gearheads, 2 ballistic bots, 1 Nyan droid, 2 Nyan droid. Okay, this has to be a start. If we can trade into like 2 or 3 more of them, I think we'll be okay. There is also the argument if we just want these generated cards, why not pick up a Chump Wump? I don't think iterative improvement is very good. I think this is the way we want to go with this. It's just it doesn't feel like copying a unit is worth 2 mana. I don't know. Maybe. I'm trying to think in my head. It's like I would pay 1 mana for that effect. Why wouldn't I pay 2? But you're never really guaranteed to get a unit that you actually want is kind of the problem. Seems like a reasonable start.
You know what my future is? Glorious!
Raise your weapon,
Sure.
Sunwood.
He's got a full Leona. So he's playing 2 Tom Kenchas, and so
Ours
we'll have
is
to
the
see how
one
heavy
true
the
light.
Solari draws he's able to pull off his.
Hey, Krabby.
That's my resting face.
Let's take
Yeah,
this
the
puppy
Prodigy
for
can
a
attack into
spin.
these, and then if he plays a Shield Bear, then at least we did get a boost on our duo.
Let's move. Here we go.
And if he wants to like Targon Shield one of these, we're pretty okay with it. As long as he's not adding units to the board, then that's pretty good for us.
Needs more testing.
There's our big boy. There you go. You can see it. You can clearly see how good Chump Wumps are now. Now that we've added a Assembly Bot and the Augment unit on the board.
Night flowers upon my blade.
Okay, let's get to rolling. I think we want to stop here so we can play 2 of our spells. Okay.
Plug and play.
No mercy for heretics. The guilty will burn.
Okay. As long as he doesn't have another combat trick, this is pretty good for us.
No mercy for heretics. The guilty will
And
burn.
what do we think about just letting this Chump Wump go? That's kind of our second option here.
We will resist.
don't think we want to get excited this.
This is... Oh, that's a harvest right there.
Okay, this doesn't really feel like a set of blocks to where he's going to have another combat trick, but it's pretty easy for Targon to have it.
Sunward!
Okay, cool. Feels like we should be farther ahead after all that. This feels like it feels a little awkward. Oh, let's spew it all out. Okay, okay.
Once I stamp papers, now faces.
We're willing to go ahead and like give up on the gearhead. Probably not. Here I'm going to do this thing to where I'm going to block with the chump wump. Well, let's just wait and see if he plays a card. I think him adding a gem to his hand isn't that spectacular. Okay, now we can get excited. We couldn't just have, like, we can't just get excited this and not block. This is horrible for us if we allow that to happen. And we should have played get excited in the middle of combat. We don't have to do this right now. But I do want to open attack on him. Let's discard deny. I think I'm okay with this. Right, we're never playing deny next turn. We're just going to play the university. Sure. Well, that shuts down our board. Okay, I mean, copying Greenglade Duo is not the end of the world. 3, 4. We'd be banked up into the university. I think.
The Yordle here's with me.
Can we get him up to 5 now? We're willing to just throw a unit away in the midst of these. I mean, kind of okay with that. We're never gonna run out of card advantage here, so let's do it. Let's just go ahead and spew.
Don't mind if I do.
Join me if you want to live.
If you got like Meteor Shower here, then this kind of sucks, but
Try to keep up.
otherwise I think this is okay. When you have University of Piltover, you can just spew your hand away and keep redrawing. As long as we can survive his next turn.
No mercy for heretics.
Believe or burn.
Okay.
Have faith.
Okay. Okay. Seems reasonable.
Daylight star will rule the skies.
You'll soon understand my methods.
Seems reasonable. I'm ready. I mean, I don't really want to be losing duos, but he shouldn't have any good attacks after this, really. What you got? Push him in the red zone. Okay.
My light shines.
Never just like super worried about combat tricks, right? I think we just try to trade all of our cards away. We're gonna be drawing 4 cards a turn, so. Okay. Oh, pass. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh shit! Okay, he's still attacking. I got confused there, and I thought we were gonna pass the turn without playing the university. Oof! Catch me freaking out for a hot second.
Where are you going?
How did that move go?
System upgrade.
All right, cool.
My sweeper!
My future.
We were two.
All right, let's see what kind of generated cards we get now. The Judgment, Basilisk Rider, Arena Bookie. It's hard to get real clever with this stuff.
We ride for Noxus.
Missed the Overwhelm. That's weird. That, I must say, that is weird. I was expecting to hit that.
If I kill you, I don't fortune, stupid.
So do we rather Judgment or just add 2 units to the board? I think just adding units to the board plays more to this just don't die theme. And so I'm just going to add the 2 dudes and attack with Green Clay Duo and call it a day.
Chosen of the sun.
A shining warrior.
Full speed ahead.
Not quite sure how this university arena bookie happens. I think it goes left to right, so we should create a card, discard it, and then draw a card.
The old switcheroo.
Scar grounds, get all of the landmarks going. Just go ahead and copy this, right? We can add the Scar grounds. It's just not
Like the sun, you must burn like
not
it.
super exciting. We're looking to just have units down.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Hang on, Fuzzball.
Hey,
The hour is mine.
So what trick is this? Pale Cascade? Just don't care.
Aye,
Continue on the grind. Well, that does not seem good for him. Kind of just want to bank this mana now. Would we rather go ahead and spew off these mushroom clouds? What's our 2-cost cards? Like Prodigy, Young Witch, Kimpunk. I don't want to draw any of these. Okay, let's get rid of them. And then we'll be fully banked going into next turn. Okay. We should be okay now. It's super tough to, even with random cards, it's super tough to just outdo whatever we're doing here.
my money, my rules.
Man, it's good to see us discard that Dragon's Clutch. That is 100% dead. Flipped Karma with no spells. We'd probably just win the game this way. We would have some big elusives. Okay. That was his last chance to daybreak, so we're at 6, 7, 8. A little short. Okay. Whew. Thought we were going to goose egg that one. I wanted to get in a little more practice with Viktor than 2 games. Okay, there's a ballistic pot with this Viktor. That's fine. Not like jazzed about Plaza Guardians, but that's kind of whatever. And then okay, so yeah, I mean at least our spell generation's picking up, our card generation's picking up a little bit. Viktor generates cards with hex core upgrades. Karma can generate cards. University of Piltover can generate cards. We've got some options here, so that's all we can really ask for. Okay, we're ready for 7 now. Yeah. Viktor and Vi. So crazy to seeing how good these chump wumps are. Easily feels like the all-star of our deck. Let's get rid of everything. Need to find some augments or at least some early game units. It's gonna be trouble. A little too much utility here. It's real tough playing University of Piltover before like turn 6 or turn 7. Or before turn 5. But you have to kind of like find a spot to where you can add the unit to the board without just getting murdered. Right, if we're basically saying, I don't care what you do. You can't overwhelm our board whenever you add a unit like this. Okay, let's threaten the trade with this thing. Just don't want him going wide on his augments. I'm sure he feels the same way about us. If he's just playing cards and boosting up one augment, then fine. It's when you start to play one card to upgrade multiples, it starts to be a bit of an issue. But, I mean, this is the one that you want to just play and let hang out, so...
Hey, Krabby!
That's my resting face.
He can't be, like, super upset about that. See if he's got the cat. The cat would actually be a real problem for us. Okay.
Blast him!
So, we're going to have to hope we can just aggro through this. We're going to be able to add Viktor next turn and then Fey Guide our Viktor and then hopefully burn him out. Because otherwise we're going to have to get in here and start trading. May need to just go ahead and ace his assembly bot. Can make it 3/3 if he wants, which is okay. But this is easy, super easy to level up.
What do I do? What don't I do?
You still have so much to improve.
Do we rather do it right now so he has to throw out 2 spells? Or do we want to try to get him good in combat? We can at least do it with Ignition on the stack. So let's add our unit.
Hairless apes.
And I wonder how good Deny is in this match.
System upgrade.
Right, we have to get rid of the assembly bot. This one can keep growing and growing, but his other ones are kind of limited forever in the size of their health.
Fire till nothing moves.
So far away from leveling up.
Destiny awaits.
Okay, I'm good to trade, get his augment generator off the board. The only trick he could have here is Rising Spell Force to win this combat, and that costs 3 mana. Oh, sure.
Join the glorious evolution.
Ah, the man with the glowing beam.
Man with the glowing beam. Oh, you're gonna add your own cat?
What's up,
Sure.
kitty cat?
Beg me with the
We'll trade our Green Glade duo into that. Again, much like the previous game, the longer we can sit around and just grind this game out, we can just win with the University of Piltover. But very importantly, we do have Denies now, since he should be pretty spell heavy. On board with this Viktor's gonna get big fast.
Perfection, meatbags. One-size stamp papers, now faces. Our goals are greater than petty violence.
Viktor boost, Viktor boost, Viktor boost. Just let us drop it.
Join the
he's
glorious
got his own.
evolution.
I did, and 0 regrets.
I'm curious if he can hit barrier. Oh, he just smashed elusive.
Plug and play.
Don't mind if I do. Okay.
Once I stamp papers, now faces. I want
All right, this should be a pretty huge turn next turn. It's so nice being protected with a deny. I think he's gonna have to start blocking. We don't want the conspirator.
Metal is perfection. Electroplating completed.
What you got? You get a good one? Fury? No, that doesn't. That doesn't play well with what we're doing.
Behold me now, hairless apes!
All
Okay,
evolution will converge
so we can
to
play one.
machines.
Both of his spells are slow, his Viktor card and his other card. And then this way, if he wants to get his android into combat, it's not going to be able to take down Viktor or our android.
Can you improve perfection? New materials, new improvements.
What'd you get? Fearsome? Okay.
Submit.
Right. I'm willing to trade our bot for any of his units, so I think this is a good spot to get in. Otherwise, he just takes 9.
Obsolete.
Whoa, that's a bold move. Why would you ever get rid of Viktor in place of just like Ballistic Bot?
Their ideas stagnate. Inferior
There you go.
design. You are not yet complete.
You're gonna have to add more units
Sure,
here.
but I'm gonna stay a little me, right?
Oh, he's just losing out on his ignition. Okay.
Time for a leap of faith.
Once I stamp papers, now faces. Our goals are greater than petty violence.
Right, we're gonna bank on getting some work out of our deny here.
Rise, metal brethren. Yes, of course.
Pretty scary board, though. No, friend. No. It was a good idea. It was a good idea, I give you that. Okay. No. Just trying to play 8-cost spells. Get that shit out of here.
Ah, yes, perfection.
Okay. That was the first little kind of like augment run that we got. It feels powerful. Cool, we can pick up another ballistic bot. I'm on board. I didn't want this Plaza Guardian anyways. I'm trying to think if I get rid of iterative improvement. I don't know. I do know that I really like these ballistic shot generators, whatever the thing's called, ignition. The dude just seems so interesting to me. Like even if you're just playing with like plunders or Sejuani or Gangplank, even if like a spacey sketcher deck, like there's so many things that you can do with these card generators. It's interesting that there's so many of them. Okay, that seems reasonable. I don't think we're ever gonna like copy a Gearhead, right? We have to. Excuse me. Oh, it was meant to be.
What do I do? What don't I do? Try to keep up.
I think I need to get out of my head that this is kind of like an aggro deck, and this is more of a mid-rangey style of deck. Maybe that's where I'm kind of letting things go awry here. Oh god, a last Spectre. You got it. Boom. Put those turds in my deck. If you're wondering if that card is awful, the answer is yes. It is awful.
Pounce!
Okay. We'll start getting our augments on our next attack. Pretty say, oh, just draw, get excited? Maybe we won't. What is he, Callista deck? Okay.
Charged up
Well,
and ready to
this should
go.
stop most of what he's trying to pull off here. Can't imagine he wants to attack into Academy Prodigy. Really want... Yeah, I don't... We're not going to get any value at adding units here. Let's go ahead and get these boys in. Can't decide on when we ever try to add this Viktor, because I really just kind of want to add Assembly Bot, Ballistic Bot here. It's close, but we it's kind of chicken and egg here. We also need to be generating the cards from Viktor. Let's just go ahead and add him.
Glorious evolution.
The man with the glowing bee.
Not playing Get Excited last turn is looking so much worse now. Oh man. Okay. Do we want to go ahead and just ace this Callista? I'm not super worried about the Nocturne. Let's give it a turn. To give him an opportunity to add another Doom Beast. It's weird. It just feels like we should be just discarding the University of Piltover, but there's so much power here. Like, I don't know. Like, what are we really doing with iterative improvement? But it's not bad. Like even copying a Bark Beast just to get things rolling. Maybe that's what we should have actually just done here. Open.
You weren't always this way.
Okay.
Think I'm still like a yodel in uniform?
Quite understand the logic in that one. Seems like that open was good. You could just put his Bark Beasts out on the right. Killed a unit. Like, he's not going to crumble. It's two things to die for Callista. This doesn't... I don't get it. I don't know, fam. This thing fleeting? It looks fleeting. Yeah, it's got the little symbol. Okay. It's weird when they don't... Like, some cards say create a fleeting. I guess it's because this is fleeting all of the time. What are you doing? Why are you just not pushing your units forward? I don't get what's happening here. Black Spear, okay.
Every betrayal sharpens our resolve.
Oh, I forget that deals 4 damage. Well, there isn't anything we can do about that anyways. So what are we doing here? We're certainly going to get excited. We're going to get excited Callista. This can go here. I'm trying to think if we want to... If we're going to have to actually play like Mushroom Clouds to get through this turn. Probably are. This is again just kind of like those previous games. As long as we aren't dying, then we're going to be okay. This feels like he has a... I could still see him having a 1 damage Nightfall. So in the event that he has that, I want to put Chump Wump in front of this thing.
Excuse you.
That's
Hold
reasonable.
still.
Don't mind if I pay dirt. This is glorious.
Okay, let's just get this stuff out of
Wanna
here.
arm wrestle?
You won't scratch me!
It's a cannon,
Technically
not
do
a
it like
shield.
that. Okay, cool, now it's like, well, we can play. We can add some dudes, but then eventually just play University of Piltover. I think this is fine. And getting them good. Getting them with those puff caps.
Return to
That's Nocturne, right? Okay.
Fact, I am
He is scary in that he has Fearsome, but this is okay. We can also iterative improvement his Rekindler, get back our Viktor. Is that where we wanna go with this one? We're just gonna have to throw our units away, right? 3, 6, 7, 8. Alright, well we can at least bank into this. I think we're gonna have to throw our units into his little units, which kind of suck, but... Oh, this way.
inferior design.
We each died, then found home.
There's no real reason to bank here, right? I think so. Box, okay. Gonna get double boxed?
You are not yet complete.
Sure, but I'm gonna stay a little me, right?
So it seems like we're in a good spot. As long as we keep doing this don't die thing, then again, like he has to put in a lot of work to beat the University of Piltover. This Nocturne's scarily close to flipping. As in he's gonna do it on his next attack. Gives everything fearsome. Okay, I don't think we can wait around on the University. We have to play this on his turn. But we do have some decent attacks here, with at least with the Gearhead. We can see what we hit with Viktor. Sure.
My work.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So as it stands, he's just going to hit us for 6 next turn, but then we can kill all his good units. Okay. So everything gets fearsome. Deal with that.
Join the conflagration.
Go on, shake my hand.
Okay. Wow. What are we going to say wow to that he's playing here mid-combat? Glimpse Beyond. Okay. Interesting. He's letting us hang on to the Rekindler. That seems like something that you would let the combat happen and then sacrifice off one of these small units.
Everything's better with company.
Says you.
Not our decision. Leaving this, why would he really miss the Rekindler? I don't even remember what our units were, but... Okay. Need some good ones, game. Need some good ones. Karina? What can we do with Karina? Got 20 cards, so we shouldn't kill ourselves. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spells, so we should hit for like 1. Okay. Let's do it this way. Let's play Warden's Prey first in case he wants to play another unit. Maybe he'll add a 1 health unit we can get real good.
Like a flower, Zun will bloom. Ambition incarnate.
Just whiff. Oh no, we hit 3? Oh snap! Oh snap! Oh shit. We are good at this game. Oh shit. Oh, that makes me up. That's almost as good as Battle Fury and Tarek. Oh shit. We're just expecting 1 and just gets a blowout. I love it. Oh shit. Okay, here's another Viktor with the Chump Wump. That's fine. Our curve can support it. We don't have anything too expensive here. That looks pretty good to me. Good to me. I don't really want Chump Wump though. It feels more like we want the 2-cost one. I don't know about that. But gotta get out of my head that this is an aggro deck. Like, I kind of think that, you know, my initial kind of like impression of this stuff was like ENZ has like the spell tools for good aggro. You know, it's where all your burn spells are. Just doesn't have like the unit tools. Now that we've seen the addition of things like Armed Gearhead and Nyan Cat, it seems like it's just much more doable. But need just like that cheap created card's what we need. Maybe if we had like that thing out of Shadow Isles that copies units that you use in Nightfall decks. Maybe. I don't know.
I bear a message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
Still not sold on Zoe being any good. I'm ready to be proven wrong. It's just too easy for him to have a unit here, right? But if we play Ballistic Bot, we're never going to actually play
Take from the rich, give to me.
play the Ignitions for a long time.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
Check out the goods on this one.
You leave me no recourse.
This is a weird unit in these decks. I get why the Dustbringer's here. It's because Zoe wants you to play all these different cards and it gives you a different card. But there's no actual Nightfall cards in this pool, so it's kind of strange.
Me and Stomper playing catch with Zoe. I'm a serious artist now. I paint Sparkle Flex.
Do we ever just bank here? Like, we're not to the point where we have to do anything about Zoe. Probably not. Do we ever just play like 1 turn off with Ballistic Bot so we start getting spell mana banks? I don't like that either. I don't like any of this. We're adding Viktor next turn. I want to start getting these hex cores going. Should be tough for them to interact with him. So if we're going to play Viktor, well, we probably want to level up our elusive the most. Awkward. It just takes so much mana to get all this going. That's why its flip is so powerful. Just your generated cards are so cheap, but at that point, like you're done with it.
Join the glorious evolution.
The man
See if
with
he's
the
gonna play
glowing
double triple bubble show and ruin us here.
What's in here?
Okay. Gotta think about getting ready to get excited this. This pool does have Bastion in it, so that's the main way to boost her. So if you're either going to Bastion or you're going to use a Giddy Sparklologist.
The more we learn, the less we fear. Once I stamp papers, now faces.
Let's play this a little slow. I wanted to see him spend his mana before we try to death ray Zoe. But I think with this board, like, we don't care about her attacking, and she's not going to flip. So let's at least see if we can't turn Viktor into a reasonable blocker.
A masterpiece!
Electroplating completed.
Nope. Quick attack though. Okay. Guess it could have been kind of spewy. That would have been so bad if he had like Targon Shield or one of the 1 health. One card. He only has the 1 mana. He did like a Radiant Strike, but that would have been pretty bad for us.
Up and ready to go.
Another brilliant design.
Okay, let's just get stats now.
What lovely plumage.
You'll find Mew a formidable foe!
Analyzing approach.
Did you get something cool? Spell Shield? That's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Let's just get Young Witch down. She can block. We're never attacking this turn. We're in engine mode now. We just need to kind of sit around until we can level up all of our cards.
Genius in action.
Which one are you? Overwhelm Spell Shield? It's kind of tough to deal with. We're just gonna try to throw like a ballistic bot in front of this.
No improvements.
Did you get overwhelmed?
Inferior design.
Do you like magic?
It's like we're just a touch too far behind on this get excited. This is okay. Let's trade you out. We're gonna...
Why, hello there.
A great mind must never idle.
Alright, let's do it like this. I want to save this Young Witch for a turn. Now we have a good things lined up for a lot of this board.
Once I stamp papers, now faces. Our goals are greater than petty violence. Metal is perfection. Energy core upgraded.
Did you get something cool? Elusive? There we go.
Zoe says a constellation is just a perspective. Perspective is hard, though.
Genius in action.
That's a pretty good Sparkleologist. It's a kind of a pain in the butt for that to come down. I think we can deal with this. Ew, these evokes are kind of scary.
What do you see from your lofty perch?
The vault of heaven drawn in twinkling lights.
He's out of cards, so we can safely play Chump Wump, but I don't think I want to attack with anything that isn't Viktor. I guess I'd be willing to trade Assembly Bot for his Destroyer.
Always forward.
As foretold.
Interesting. Sure.
Tell me a story.
Why would he use this in front instead of like Sparkleologist? Must have put 3 damage on it? That's strange to me.
So many stars.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
Okay, then I don't think we want to Death Ray anything. My problem with Death Rays, I really just don't want to draw it. Maybe this was so he'd get a bigger Overwhelm chunk in on his Destroyer. Interesting.
Safety disengaged. New materials, new improvements.
What you got now? Lifesteal? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, that's huge. Oh, he killed our young witch, though? Oh, I forgot about that. I mean, we can flip our Viktor. I think we have to come in like this.
Publish or perish.
Probably do want to go ahead and flip him, though.
Another brick.
Oh, that's a harvest right there.
So at least our future ones will be flipped.
As humanity errs,
I guess he's not that kind of champion. That's not his style. He doesn't have to see the stuff happen.
metal is perfection.
Okay. These elusives are going to be, or these invokes are going to be tough to beat. Picking up a 7 cost with this one's kind of scary. I don't think we're going to have enough board losing our Viktor. I had all these ideals lined up on the back of us blocking his elusive with a young witch. God, and I just don't want to draw this thing. Like if we draw, this is just like one of the last cards we actually want to draw. I don't think we can play it. But then like he doesn't have to actually block anything next turn.
Prime and ready. A ticket to the gun show.
2 tickets to the gun show. Nice, bud. Oh boy, that's not good.
Progress.
It's gonna block our 2 bigs and take 3.
You were misguided.
Ow!
These springs are for healing, not swimming.
So we still found ourselves in kind of the same spot. I mean, we can't deal 2 damage to anything anyways and kill it, but I just don't want to draw Mark 3. It's just too bad of a card. We're too likely to draw it. We have to be drawing like Progress Day or University of Piltover. Like cards that don't suck are what we have to be drawing at this stage of the game. Yep. But we can just block these. How does this turn even go? We could put 11-6 here. We can put this guy here, take 9, and then we have good blocks on his other 2. Okay, we can leave the Sparkleologist. So I think what's going to happen is he's just going to play a gigantic, like whatever he picked up off of Star Shaping, and it's just going to kill us. Here's 10. Okay. Ugh. A little awkward. This is my problem with the mark. I don't think it's a very good card. Anywho, I don't think we want these denies. They are kind of interesting given the current format of there should be so much Riven and there should be a bunch of Viktor decks. It seems like it's kind of weak against the Viktor decks, but countering a big Riven sword doesn't seem the worst. Maybe we'd rather just have Nopifies, strange as that sounds. I think I'm good to get rid of Inspire and Mentor. It's like we do have this kind of like sub-theme with the Green Glade duos, but we don't really have a whole lot of elusives. I think we can get some value out of these Trail of Evidences, even though I don't really like it. I wanted to see how I feel about adding these created cards to our hand. Interesting. You interest me, Victor. These sequences are kind of weird. Feels like we really just want to have like ballistic bots, and the one drop isn't nearly as good as I thought it was going to be. But, Okay. Do we ever keep threes? I don't think we want to. I think we want ones and Academy Prodigies, and the big one being we want Ballistic Bots. I think that last game might have actually turned out quite differently if we just went and played Ballistic Bot on 2 instead of playing that Kimpunk Pickpocket. But you can aggro here with the best of them.
Safety mode. Didn't build one.
You love Young Witch, though. Always good. Never disappoints. I think that probably really defines what kind of Runeterra play you are when you see Young Witch and say, I think this is the best unit in Ionia.
Here we go.
Anyone that doesn't aggro for a living is just going to wholeheartedly disagree on that assessment. It's easy enough to just not care about this thing.
Let's take this puppy for a
Okay,
spin.
here's our open. He has Unspeakable Horror. That's extremely bad for us, but turns out not to be the case. I have to assume that he's probably just going to add a Wraith Collar here, and we're not going to be able to attack with Viktor. So we'll open. Now we're going to have to be in a spot to try to trade away our threes into his units. We're not going to be able to be the aggro for much longer.
Metal is perfection.
Okay.
It's a cannon, not a shield.
Rising Spell Force is unfortunately bad on defense. Unfortunately.
Once I stamp papers, now faces. Our goals are greater than petty violence.
Really? I'm not going to do anything about that, but why didn't he just Black Spear Viktor? I wonder if he misclicked that.
Once I stamp papers, now faces. Our goals are greater than petty violence.
That's very surprising to me.
Genius in action.
Maybe he didn't want to be generating the ignitions. But we're generating hex cores every turn, so I don't quite understand.
Electroplating completed.
Maybe he's like me and still just thinks Black Spear does 3 damage. Okay.
Genius in action.
See what he picks up. Maybe we should have given him Elusive first so we could try to pick up Lifesteal.
We shall pierce their treasonous hearts.
Let them see me, not
But
you.
we could probably just kill him here. We're going to do 4, 7, 8, 9, and then get excited next turn.
Reaching the peak will change everything.
Carrots can fly, Rib.
This is serious, Bree.
Always forward.
Oh man, we could just lethal him. Oh, that was bad. That was bad. We gotta make an emote face on that one. There we go. That one's probably appropriate. Oh, that was bad. I just immediately saw the get excited line and then completely glossed over. We just kill him with these other cards. Okay, so we win anyways, but oh, that could have been bad. Should have taken the moment to see if we had another lethal. Whoopsies.
Ah, yes, perfection.
Okay, okay, so never trading at progress day. I think we're fine to just pick up another Academy Prodigy. This feels like our kind of 2-drop of choice if we aren't going to play Ballistic Bots. I liked how that really played out in the last game. Where we led with the Prodigies and then, you know, they got in, you know, 9 points of damage or so, and then that plan's just kind of done and we're going to trade them away. Very similar to what happens when we're playing like aggro puff caps. And you kind of find that critical turn to where you're just not going to be able to attack anymore, and you have to switch to killing with puff caps. But you've hopefully dealt, you know, like 9 or 12 damage with your early game units. Kind of feels like what these games are amounting to. I was trying to think if we would trade an Academy Prodigy for a Precious Pet given the opportunity, since he's also playing 2 Dariuses, which is kind of interesting.
Let's take
I don't, maybe he's as good as I got. I mean, this feels like exactly like that game plan we just called out, to where we're gonna chunk in some damage and then just trade.
We three will have blood.
How do we feel with this turn? Well, we can, whatever. We can just take 2 from the Precious Pet and then safely play a unit on the backside.
It's a cannon, not a shield.
Trying to decide if we wanted to go for this Fey guy plan again, which I think we might. Gotta see what Viktor brings to the party.
We must shed. Genius in action. One-sidestep papers, now faces. Our goals are greater than petty violence.
Seems legit.
Ingenious. Electroplating completed.
Lifesteal, cool. Then he's just doing nothing. Oh, Sentry, sure. But he doesn't stun Viktor.
Can you improve perfection?
Wow, this... Doesn't feel like a good attack. This is just too likely that is the +3/+2 thing.
The Yordle here's with me.
I mean, I guess he's going to be able to do that next turn,
They'll
but
never see us coming.
I don't want to attack with him here. This doesn't feel safe.
Anything for the right coin.
I got ways to find me mushrooms.
Right, this still feels like he's just going to combat trick down our Viktor. Yeah, there it is. like no surprises there.
You are my prey.
And he picked up the +2 attack. Must be nice. So we just want to prevent some. We need. If we want to get on this elusive plan, how does this go? We need to just get damage in. Trying to think. This is going to stun our weakest unit, which is going to be our Green Glade duo. That's unfortunate, but we can add Young Witch. So let's say we do that. We add Young Witch. Then we're going to give this elusive. It's going to cost 4. Okay. So we can block. We're never going to come in on the ground, and so I'm not super upset to see these units go. Heading in Witch.
Where'd she go?
Leave, Ab.
Safety disengaged. Join me if you want to live.
Okay.
Primed and ready.
Exalt me like the god I am! Now!
Cool. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we just got there. He's gonna have a tough time interacting with this board. We're gonna add in the plus one attack on our Greenglade Duo, elusive the assembly bot, and then have one card in hand to boost up our units with. Let's pick up more chump wumps. This is our third one, I believe, which probably where we need to stop. This will be our fourth one. Ooh, at the cost of a deny. I think I still want to hang on to this deny. 3 feels like a good number of these. I want to trade our bots. I don't want the Plasma Guardian. We can skip all that. Okay, okay. Starting to get a better hang of this. Are these people playing with new cards? Come on. I can't remember. I think I canceled out 2 full expedition trials just to find new cards. Y'all are fucking welcome. These people coming in here with Jinx Draven. I don't get it. I am interested. I think there's a lot of cards out of the set that play extremely well with Draven.
It's Draven time! Come out and play!
Wouldn't it be cool if we were playing all of our ballistic bots and stuff, and then we had 0 cost created cards we could be playing? Yeah, this dude knows what's up. He knows. He's on point with the themes that we like. And so,
Safety disengaged.
just discarding an ignition to a spinning axe to, that's a real deal line that you could be pulling off there.
Kiddo. Me too.
Fact, I am superior life form.
Okay, we're just gonna have to let this Draven in.
Need victims.
This is awesome!
You can spinning axe this.
Pitiful. Prime and ready.
Now we're cooking.
Okay. Not good. Not good. Draven is so powerful here. I don't want to pick a follower. I want to pick a Draven to copy with this. Is this Viktor going to be just too slow? We could have probably should just get excited on Draven. We can deal with that next turn.
Join the glorious evolution. The flashbacks will bow, Break Maker. Safety disengaged. Join me if you want to live. Can you improve perfection?
Okay, but we at least have some time now. I think that's the big thing here. We're not attacking with these.
System upgrade.
See if we can get a defensive on our Viktor. You can hit tough, or I don't know if you can hit barrier with these things.
Electroplating completed.
Challenger, not quite what we were looking for.
Inferior design.
Discard ignition. We're just gonna play Young Witch after the fact. And that'll at least give us a challenger Viktor hit next turn. He has a Whirling Death. We are supremely hosed here.
Time for the moneymakers.
So much damage. So much damage. Oh, we're just dead. Okay, that was... how big is this? That's huge. -3, he's hitting for 15.
Can you improve perfection?
If we didn't have to get excited, it would have been +6 more. 20-something? That's huge. I was afraid that was what was going to happen. Like, that was one of my things in my set review. I specifically noted that these cards are going to love Draven. Let's see. Oh, I don't really want shady characters, even though I don't really want iterative improvement either. Hang on to our gearheads, hang on to our androids. But they do like extremely similar things, but the character turns out to be a lot cheaper in the process. I think that's okay. Like having that one additional created card is not a huge deal. It's gonna be fun. Have fun with that in constructed. Getting these aggro dravens. Discard scrap heap, whatever it's called. Discard aggro is what people call it. Just number one, adding additional cards to your hand and then having those additional cards discarded to another created card was so juicy, so juicy. That dude's easily gonna go to 7. Okay, that seems like a hand.
Confine and contain.
Broke my hand, so I got a new one.
Okay.
Nothing escapes my notice.
Alright, we'll offer it up. There's not a whole lot of cards they could play that would stop us from attacking, but, I mean, they do exist.
Flesh was weak,
Not worth it
but
just
look
for
at
an
me
additional
now.
point of damage.
System upgrade.
Sentinels of light don't fear the dark.
Okay, let's race.
I am superior.
I feel like I can race a lot better than Lux.
Track them down.
This is like a sharp sight? You just want the spell.
So ordinary.
Okay. I'll let you win that point of damage.
Now I pack a punch.
Join me if you want to live.
Now we have the choice. We can like double up on our ignitions, or add the android. And I think we just want to double our ignitions. Young Witch is fine here. She can get us in a chunk of damage and block next turn.
This is glorious.
He's stopping at 6.
Upgrade. Nice.
Rise, metal brethren.
Alright, here comes the damage.
Try to keep up.
Stay back.
It's back to back. Back to back is not good here.
Stand down.
It's better here. Still, that's a big investment in a back to back. Sure. Okay, you got a Senna.
Remake.
My future. Prime and ready.
Get excited? Alright, alright, this seems fine.
Protect me. Exalt me like the god I am, now!
Missed your chance to run.
Can you improve perfection? Join me if you
Okay, then
want
the plan
to
here is I'm
live.
just going to shady character our android, and then
System
try to go. Look at
upgrade.
this. Man, we're 1 mana short of protecting this with deny. I do worry here that if he has a detain on our thing, then we're supremely hosed, or a concerted strike as well. We can at least play around concerted strike. I guess we can play around both now that I've done the mathematics on keeping Get Excited around.
We can do this!
Safety disengaged.
Should be enough to close it out. Got 8 on board.
Rise, metal brethren.
This way! Go!
Claws
Okay, this was at least a game that makes me feel different about the gearhead, and that when we have this unit generator starting on 2, it's pretty powerful. Like when we go 1 2 2 and then can play ignitions every turn for the rest of the game. That's interesting. I'm glad to see how that plays out. Okay. Good game, friend. Alright, let's get prepared for that final battle. I was really expecting the worst out of this one. I thought we were going to goose egg this, so I'm glad we were able to turn it around. Let's see, not a whole lot of trades in this one. I think it's good to just get rid of another iterative improvement. Will of Ionia doesn't seem spectacular in our deck, but getting a touch of tempo is not the worst thing ever. Okay, good. Let's get rid of this shady character. I don't want calculated creations. Give it all, we did deny that one dude's give it all, but I don't think we need this, but that is pretty strong. But giving up on Young Witch is something that really irks me, so we'll hang on to it. The Fey Guide is a little bit more interesting. We have had a lot of opportunities to get good Fey Guides in this run. We do have 3 Get Exciteds already. I think this is probably a good number to stop at. Then our last one, picking up another Ballistic Bot. 6 seems like a reasonable number. Or would we rather just pick up an actual reasonable card in Spirit's Refuge before we just snap off the 6th Ballistic Bot? I think that's okay. I don't want the Pickpocket since we don't have the sword parts to give this Overwhelm. The Refuge gives us a way to protect our Viktor or protect one of our big units, and then those big units getting a big chunk of lifesteal could be pivotal in winning some of these races. I'm okay with that. I'm on board. Riven Sejuani with Ionia. Wonder what the Ionia would be. Neither of those champions pair with Ionia. Weird. Okay, nothing about this hand is keepable. Okay. Making me wish we took that 6th Ballistic Bot. I don't want these dudes. I just want Ballistic Bots. We'll make the best of it. It's okay. Don't think we want to add it though. We can play it next turn and then follow up with Viktor. It's just there's a good chance it doesn't get a good combat here. This is okay. But right, if we play this and then there's just so many units he can play that shuts down our attack. When adding the ignition to our hand isn't super important at this stage. These will trade with Ballistic Bots, so I just want to go ahead and get rid of it.
Once I stamp papers, now faces.
And the idea here is we're going to play Green Glade Duo, Ballistic Bot next turn, and then we'll be ready to go with our Viktor following that up. This is not a very scary Riven. I mean, he is getting Blade Forges in his hand, but those are his first ones of the game. We did pick up the Deny for the Riven Sword, which is what I thought was going to be an interesting use of this while the format's in the state it's in.
They'll never see us coming.
Does he have actual nothing, or is he stalling? I don't know what he'd be stalling for here.
Rise, metal brethren.
Interesting. Well, we got the counterspell for that full Riven combo, so I feel like there's an incoming sad face in this guy's future.
We 3 have slain 100 foes to find you.
Kenneth, nothing ever could stop you, bold sister.
I just want to get excited. There's a lot of ways for this get excited to go wrong, though. It's not like horrible to have one of these units fall.
Heads will roll. No escape.
Really want to add Viktor. It's not a huge deal to have this chunk down our Greenglade duo. We're about to go a lot wider than this. I think this is okay.
Violence to end violence. Hang on, Zern.
Join the glorious evolution.
Alright, let's make our dudes big.
Flashbacks will bow, great maker. Can you improve perfection? Fire till nothing moves.
Yeah, get these into Swain. I didn't even think of that. There's so many combos with all this stuff. Well, I love all the options that you have here, and these cards are so versatile, and they aren't just, you know, put this selection of cards together and hope for the best. Shit's all pretty cool.
Safety disengaged. Electroplating completed.
I'm not real sure at what point we want to stop here. Fearsome wasn't a great pickup. We do have the Rising Spell Force. Don't have to worry about Riven Sword this turn. So we can save our Deny for next turn. I would like to bank some mana into our next turn for this Deny. But this feels like a Whirling Death to me, and so I'm just going to play the one more to get the extra point of attack. I'm going to Fey Guide our Viktor, and then only attack with Viktor.
Submit.
And we should be in a pretty good spot to close this out next turn, or if not, I mean, we're getting 2 damage a turn out of Ignitions. We have it Get Excited. We can just burn this dude out if he wants to dirtle around until next century. I don't think there's a whole lot of cards here that matter. Like, he can, like, Homecoming this, which would be unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Otherwise, he can't directly kill him. Sure. Okay, works for me. Scratch my bald spot. Getting itchy. These headphones are sweaty today.
I write the rules of power.
System upgrade.
It'd be cool if you could just see that these rune forges weren't as. I guess they can be different ones.
We 3 have slain
I mean, that makes sense, I guess.
Teneth, nothing ever could stop you, bold sister.
New materials, new improvements.
Did you get Scout? Okay. I guess if we can survive this turn, that'll be pretty good.
Suffer! You are my prey! Heads will roll. Try to run!
Alright, don't punish me for not having Deny mana. I should not have played that that thing. If he has, like, I don't know if the +3/+2 is burst. I should say that, but this is kind of scary. Losing our Viktor here is not ideal. He's taking forever. This has to be fine, right? He would have just snapped it off if he had it. I'm not worried about it anymore. I've already given up on the worries. This is looking like he rage quit this, right? Not ready to take this scout hit from Viktor. Fuck. Oh, dude, that was way too long. What a fucking slow roll. When is that ever a decision? Oh man, that sucks. Oh, it's so punishing. We could have transfusion's not a burst, right? We could have actually dealt with that.
No more
Let
fighting.
me pull that up. Oh, it bursts. Okay, so they're not getting punished by not denying. Still,
Let's take this puppy for a spin.
it was not an intelligent line that we took.
Safety disengaged. A ticket to the gun
All right,
show.
how do we win this one now?
Prime and ready.
I think we
I
should
got ways to find
kind
your
of make it look like we're
mushrooms.
spewing. I think this is okay. We can just attack with everything here. He's played what? He's played 2 sword components, so he can flip his Riven this turn, which is kind of scary. Maybe we just don't attack with our bot.
You will not break me.
Silly thing.
Really? Okay, take the bait. This hand is pretty poopy. This is not good. We need to be drawing a university or a progress day stat. You gotta get him stat ASAP. Maybe even Karma. Karma works well with ignitions. But this dude's gonna fall. Sure.
Needs more testing.
Let's play this. Okay.
Safety disengaged.
Not too scary at this stage.
Fire till nothing moves.
See if we regret those words here in a moment, but not super worried about it right now.
Prime and ready.
Okay. Did I not flip her yet? Where's these cards got to be here at some point.
Its power courses through me.
There is surrender and there is life. I will live
Suffer.
for the lost.
No escape.
Interesting, you didn't play sword. Big sword, I should say. Nice if we could have gained a little bit more health than this, but oh god, the dude's got the straight have it alls this game. Okay. So he's got the blade and 2 randoms. We just got to draw something good. Got to get a progress day or a university, or we're probably just gonna die to his open. Find something. I think you're kind of late to the party, Victor. It's a little late.
Era of technology begins. Flesh is a weakness we must shed.
We have to try to pick up a blocker.
Genius in action.
It's a unit.
Take from the rich, give to me.
Don't think we're dead next turn.
Your blade is the greatest gift a warrior could want. It is not the gift I once
guess
thought
we are.
it was.
Maybe he'll be cute and try to play the blade instead of opening. Oh, he's just gonna play it now. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. We can draw, get excited, and get out of this, I guess. That doesn't help us win the game. Just helps us not lose it. I don't think we can ever win this game. That's too bad. It had all the answers to our questions. I do think we messed up in there with the Viktor in that we didn't protect him with the deny. Turned out to not matter. He got bursted down in combat, but that was certainly a mistake to let our scout elusive Viktor go through into combat without the deny protection. But yeah, I think this came together pretty reasonably. I'm not like really jazzed about the pairing of Viktor with Karma, but you know, there's just no real combos outside of like play. You know, University of Piltover is not a reasonable combo. You can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna get this University of Piltover in my Viktor deck. It's just gonna happen like so small percentage of the time. And even with like the cards that we ended up wanting, like Young Witch was the only unit that we were ever particularly happy with. Like Spirit's Refuge was fine, Deny was whatever. But you know, this is not really an ideal pairing. Given the choice, you probably will want to pair pair this with Draven. As you can see, this paired with Draven is fantastic and something I think will be a menace in the future. But you know, when it comes to this deck on its own, you can get by with just being in Piltover. And as we could see, like the most important unit was far and away Ballistic Bot. Just having this unit come down and give us these created cards every single turn of the game is how we're going to pop off our augments. We don't want to be playing Trail of Evidence. We don't want to be playing to get rid of all of them, Iterative Improvement. And we don't want to be playing that thing that costs 2 mana and generates an augment card. We really prefer everything to be coming out of this Ballistic Bot. And so, you know, prom unit number 1 is going to be your Ballistic Bot. You can pass on Armored Gearheads. You can pass on Niandroids to a degree. These are a little tougher to pass on because it's rare and you won't see as many. But the Ballistic Bot is your kind of tier 1 must-go-to card. And after that, you know, it's just kind of think of the general ways that you can generate cards and have them be good. You know, within Piltover, we have Chumpwump. He's always good. Within Noxus, there's, of course, all the Runeforge cards and things like Draven. Within Targon, there's the gem generators. You know, just you're going to want to be generating your created cards from your units. You don't really want to be playing these cards that generate units. You want your units to generate cards. And so that should at least point you in the direction of the important ones. So if you're getting like Gift Giver and Mountain Goats for gems, or if you're getting you know, Chumpwumps to generate spells, however you go about it, just try to stay away from these horrible spells. But then otherwise, yeah, I think the other real key here, without getting too deep into the deck and acting like I'm a huge expert on the matter, is that you're not really an aggressive deck. We did have some aggressive draws that we pulled off with Academy Prodigies, which I think is fine and something that will happen kind of frequently. Like I said, it was very similar to the Puffcap decks of days past, where you know, you play the Prodigies, you get in 2 or 3 attacks, and then you eventually trade them away because you're not attacking anymore and you're just doing Puffcap things. I think things will happen very similarly here, where we just need a unit that can come down, deal 3 damage, and trade to give us time to get our Ballistic Bots and our Victors online and get this Augment train rolling. And so yeah, all in all, pretty interesting. As far as like things that we finished with that I don't really want, I don't think there's a whole lot. I was okay with Spirit's Refuge. The one Fey Guide was kind of whatever. I don't think this is super important. Always okay to not have Deny. It still feels like, you know, we did deny that one 8-cost spell, but it feels like, given the format, that Nopify is actually back to being kind of a real card. Rising Spell Force we never really wanted. I think that's kind of it. All of our cheap cards were all pretty good. But nonetheless, pretty cool run. I'm happy with how our first Viktor trial turned out, even though it took me 5 drafts to finally find a new champion. And then I do believe we got some new cards laying around here, so let's see what this stuff is. I don't know what loot is. It's a prismatic chest. They're gonna give me some... Oh, that was loud. Sorry if I just murdered your ears. What do you got? Oh, I gotta pick one? Oh, I want the... That's tough. Do I want guiding? I think I want guiding touch. Oh man, these decisions are hard. Guiding touch, doing it. Do we get 2? Oh, essences. Alright. What's in the vault? Do we get more essences here? Interesting. I know we didn't get to see it this run, but I did drop the coin on the premium ribbon. I had to kind of wait and see how these things played out before I went and just started dropping a bunch of coins on the cool shit. But the way I tended to do it in Hearthstone, and why I hope Blizzard's upset that I don't give them my money anymore, is I tended to just play like the same deck over and over, and so it's what I haven't been able to really find in Runeterra to really drive through Constructed, where I find this deck that I'll just play for 200 games in a row. But I would always go through and just like foil out all the commons and rares and maybe the epics, and then just kind of leave the legendaries be. And that's probably what we'll come and do here. I just gotta wait and see how these premium cards pan out. I do certainly love me a shiny card. Love Errol as well. I think this might just be the best card in the set. I think this is probably stronger than Riven. I think this is a good argument for the best one in the game. Well, not in the game, just in the Cosmic Companions or Cosmic Creations set. Cool, Viktor and an Errol. Good stuff, good stuff. Got that expedition token a little too late. Why are these rewards all lit up? Oh, this is back. Cool. The Demacia icon. Is that it? We all done? That wasn't satisfying. Maybe those all opened up another time and I just didn't notice it. Well, that's that's it for that. Well, nonetheless, that's going to do it for today. I hope you all enjoyed the run. You learned how to augment a little bit better. You had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.